Have you ever just wished you had an AI that was perfectly tuned to you? One that already gets your style, knows about your projects, or your specific line of work? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to build one from scratch, turning a simple idea into a personalized AI assistant using the GPT builder. And don't worry, I'll walk you through every single step. You know that feeling, right? You're trying to get a very specific answer or a certain style out of a generic AI, and it just doesn't click. It can feel like you're speaking two totally different languages. The AI is powerful, sure, but it isn't yours. It doesn't have your context. And that, right there, is the game changer. You don't have to be a developer anymore. You don't have to write a single line of code to create a specialized AI. With custom GPTs, the power to build is literally in your hands, and it's as easy as just having a conversation. So, what's the plan? Well, we're going to follow this simple 5-step journey. First, we'll get you set up in the creator seat. Then, we'll look at the two main ways you can build, either by having a simple chat or by diving deep into the details. After that, we'll give our new AI some amazing superpowers with custom knowledge and skills. And finally, we'll get it ready to launch and go live. All right, let's dive in. We're going to start right at the beginning, creating your very own personal AI assistant. This is where your journey as a creator kicks off. Okay, first things first, you will need a ChatGPT Plus or Team account for this. So from the main screen, you're just going to look for Explore GPTs over in the sidebar, and then hit that big Plus Create button. This pops you right into the builder, which has this really cool split screen view. On the left is where you build, and on the right, you get a live preview of what you're making. Once you're inside the builder, you've basically got two paths you can take. The Create tab is the easy way in. You literally build just by talking to it. It's perfect for getting started fast. But if you want more precise control, you can hop over to the Configure tab to manually tweak every little detail. The best part? You can switch back and forth between them whenever you want. So let's take a look at that first path, which is building by conversation. I love this one because it really feels like you're just chatting your AI into existence. The Create tab is kind of like magic. Honestly, you just talk to the builder in plain English, you tell it what you want, it'll ask you some questions to get more clarity, and it just starts putting all the pieces together for you. It'll even suggest a name and use DALL-E to whip up a profile picture. And the whole time, you can test its responses right there in the preview window. And you don't need to be complicated. Your first prompt can be incredibly simple, something just like this. I want a GPT that helps people write professional emails. From just that one sentence, the builder gets to work. It starts crafting a personality, suggesting names, and writing up some initial instructions. It's a back-and-forth process. You just keep chatting to refine it. Okay, now for the really fun part, at least for me, fine-tuning the details. If you want to get under the hood and have precision control over everything, the Configure tab is where you want to be. And right here is the absolute heart of your custom GPT, the instructions field. You really have to think of this as its brain. It's like its constitution, its ultimate source of truth. This one text box defines everything: its role, its personality, its rules, and exactly how it should behave. This is where you really get to mold its character. So for example, you're not just giving it a single command, you're building out a whole detailed persona. See how these instructions set a clear role, define a process, like it should ask clarifying questions first, and establish clear rules, like no slang. The more specific you get in this box, the more reliable your GPT is going to be. Conversation starters are another fantastic feature. These are just little prompt buttons that a user sees when they first open your GPT. They aren't just examples. They're the perfect way to show off your GPT's key skills and help people get value from it right away. Okay, it's time to give our GPT some serious superpowers. In this section, we're going to add custom knowledge and skills to make it truly next level. The knowledge feature is amazing. It lets you upload your own documents, things like PDFs, text files, even spreadsheets. Think of it like giving your GPT its own private, curated library that only it can read. It can then pull from this data to answer questions with super specialized info that isn't on the public internet, like say a company's style guide or your product docs. Next up is what I like to call the tool belt. You can give your GPT-3 incredibly powerful capabilities. Web browsing lets it go out and get up-to-the-minute information from the internet. DALL-E lets it generate images just from your words. And Code Interpreter is a data analysis beast. It can run calculations, process files, and create charts. You just toggle on the ones you need. So before we jump into the next feature, let's do a quick definition of an API. In the simplest terms, an API is basically a messenger. It takes a request from one app, tells another system what to do, and then brings back the response. It's just how different pieces of software talk to each other. Which brings us to actions. So, if knowledge is your GPT's private library, think of actions as its phone line to the rest of the world. By connecting to APIs, your GPT can do things like fetch real-time data from other services, create a calendar event for you, or even check your company's database. This is how you make your GPT truly dynamic. We are officially in the home stretch. It is time to launch and go live, to get your creation ready to share with the world. And you'll be happy to know the final steps are super straightforward. First, test everything one last time in that preview pane. I mean, really test it. Ask it tricky questions. Once you're happy, just hit save. Then you choose your privacy setting, just for you, shareable with a link, or public for everyone in the GPT store. Then you click publish and that's it. It's live. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with a few pro tips. Start with a very specific goal. Don't try to build a GPT that does everything at once. Always test the weird questions, the edge cases, to see how it might break. And remember that the instructions field is your master control. Tiny tweaks in there can make a huge difference. Oh, and definitely use those conversation starters to make a great first impression. So there you have it. We went from a simple conversation all the way to a powerful, tool-wielding assistant that's connected to the internet. The whole process is designed to be accessible, creative, and just incredibly powerful. So I guess the only question left is, what are you going to build first?